Hello and welcome to Pyramid EduTech. This is our 11th lecture of our CSS series. We already have covered a lot of portions. We already know about all the basics context that we need to know. If you haven't watched all those things, first watch that before coming to the session. So now today we will talk about something called box and text shadow. Okay, so what is a box shadow? I just create something, then I will show you what a box shadow is. So in first let me create a container. Okay, inside this container I should create a card. Okay, and this should be your card dollar, and this should be your card dollar, and I should create 3 cards in this. Okay, so this should be card 1, card 2 and card 3. There are 3 cards in this. So okay, inside this I can create something. Okay, let me create, instead of card, let me create some h2 in this, or okay, let me go with the card only. Let me go with the card only. All right, so you can see here now, if I come here, you can see card 1, card 2, card 3 here. So let me create, okay, let me create some cards. For this we're gonna have to give something called okay, let me create some, let me give some stylings to it. So I just go on this card. Okay, for this card I should give some padding. Okay, let me go with some padding here. Okay. First I have to give some style here. So dot card, inside this I should have to give a padding. Okay, padding, let's go with 23 pixel and 12 pixels, and I can go with the margin also with the same thing. It's randomly, I'm just giving a random value, you can give anything. Okay, I'm giving the margin again to it. Alright, so let me go with the container first. Okay, so this container I want to make it display flex. Okay, and padding and margin, and let's go with some background color. Go some let's go with, I don't know which color it is. Okay, I just save this for now, and if I come here, you can see card 1, card 2, card 3. 3 cards are there. All right. Yeah, so what I can do is I can give, instead of card 1, card 2, card 3. Okay, I just control it like this. Instead of card 1, okay, I can give something called h2, and in this h2 I just write something called card 1. That card 1 we already know. Okay, and I just give a para. Okay, florum 33, and I save this. Now if I come here, you can see, I know it's a big para. I can control the width also. Yeah, I can control the width, card width also. So okay, let me first do the same thing with all those things, then we will control all those. Okay, and card 3, for card 3 also I do the same thing. Instead of here card 1, you can write card 2 in this, and instead of card 1, card 3 here. And if I save this, now you can see card 1, card 2, card 3. Okay, I can just look. I'm not going in deep inside it. I'm just showing you a random thing. Okay, you can play with it. Okay, you can do all those things, whatever you want, you can do. So my agenda today for is to show you box shadow. What is a box shadow? So I just come in this card portion. So you just, okay, if you want more designing, like you can give some border radius, you can give some other context, whatever you want to give, you just give it by yourself. Okay, so let me show you some box shadow. So if I write something called box shadow, okay, so just stand, when we talk about box shadow, if I write something called, just see here, if I write 5 pixel, okay, and if I write 5 pixel, and let me give a color of green, a gray, whatever color you want to give, you can give. Okay, So you can see 5 pixels and green. Okay, if I come here, you can see 5 pixels, 5 pixels. So instead of 5, if I do something called 15 pixels and save this, so now you can see this from x, this is your x axis. So first one will be your offset of x. This is your offset of x, this is your offset of y. So this means if I write 15 pixels, it will give 15 pixels of box shadow. Okay, you can see that the shadow of box with a green color, 15 this side, 5 below. So if I do 15 here also, you can see that below also 15. Now you can see that the shadow. So this is your offset of x, this is your offset of y. So there is one more thing that you can you can give minus also. Okay, if I write minus of 15, you can see it will go above, just like in axis. Okay, now negative will be above. Okay, positive will be below and negative will be above. Now you can see that. So so instead of all these things, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see something called blur radius. Okay, so we will talk about something called blur radius. Okay, so what is a blur radius? Blur radius means if you want to blur all these things. Okay, I'll just remove all this for now. I'll just go with 5 and 5 pixels. Okay, so now you can see that 5 and 5 pixels, it looks good. For now I give something called 2 pixels here. So this I'm just giving a blur radius of 2 pixels, and if I save this, now you can see that it's little blur. Now you can see a little blur this image. Okay, the box shadow is little blur. Now if I do something called, instead of 2, if I do something called 12 pixels, and if I come here, now you can see more blur radius. Okay, okay, so this is how you can play. First is, yeah, always remember, first will be your offset of x, second will be offset of your y, third is your blur radius, and fourth is your color, what color you want to give. You can change your color also. Okay, you can change. Okay, I just changed this color for this. You can see that the color has been changed for this. Now it looks good. You can see that it looks great. You can see it looks great. So this is how you use your box shadow. There is a fourth thing also, which is called your spread radius. Okay, fourth one will be your spread radius. So if I write something called, let's go with 20 pixels. If I write 20 pixels here, you can see it is spreading over 20 pixels. It's spread too much. Okay, so if you want to spread your shadow to a certain extent, I have spreading to 20 pixels. I have written. So you can use spread radius. So I'm writing, okay, and I'm just writing box shadow. For box shadow, okay, first will be your offset x, second will be your offset y, third will be your blur radius, and fourth will be your spread radius. Okay, and the last will be your color, what color you want to give. So this is all about your box shadow. So now let's talk about something called text shadow. Okay, so I hope you understood about the concept of box shadow. This is not that hard. So let's talk about something called text shadow. So I just save this. Okay, I just remove this value for now. Yeah, it looks good for now. You can see that it looks good. So what I should do, I can write something called text shadow. Okay, so I just write something called dot card. Okay, inside this dot card I go with h2. Okay, so I'm directly accessing direct child of card. Okay, dot card h2 means I'm directly accessing this h2. Okay, so yeah, this h2, this h2, and this h2. Okay, so here I am writing something called text, because this is a text, so I am writing text shadow. Okay, and in this text shadow, same thing is here also. Okay, so I just write 3 pixels, 4 pixels, and let me give a blur radius of 2 pixels. So your offset of x, offset of y, and this is your blur radius. Let me give a color of white, okay, and just show you how it looks now. You can see that, yeah, you can clearly see that shadow of this text. You can clearly see that shadow of the text, okay. So if I remove this blur radius, okay, if I remove this blur radius for now, and if I save this, now you can clearly see card 1, card 2, card 3. Yeah, so you can use something like this, okay. You can use you can use text offset of x, offset of y, and blur radius, and lastly the color. You can give the color, you can play with that. So this is all about your box box shadow and text shadow. So I hope you understood about the concepts. Now let me talk about something which is very important topic, which is a variable. Yeah, so first let me talk about something called variable. So variable, I just show you the variable here only, don't worry about it. So for defining a variable, first let me tell you why a variable is important in CSS. So when we talk about something called CSS, variable plays a very important role. Why variable plays a very important role? I just tell you. So see, when you create some bigger websites, okay, you want to stick with same color scenario, okay. I just tell you what I mean. Okay, if I come here, if I write W3 schools, I just tell you, if I write something called W3 schools, okay. So if I come here, you can see that the color used here is used here also, used here also, okay. Everywhere the color is same. So this is a variable color, this is a variable color. What they have done is that they have defined this color somewhere, okay, and now they are using the color. So now everywhere the color looks same. So variable plays in this, okay. If I take this, okay, 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 if I take this for now, okay, now, okay, now, okay, now, okay, now, okay, now you can see that color, okay, the color is not there. Okay, they have not defined the variable. Alright, leave that. Just understand the concept that when you create bigger websites, you have to go through just define a variable, or you just define a variable, and that variable color will be used everywhere, so that you can maintain a scenario that, okay, this color, okay, just define once that this color is used, other people also use that color, that variable only, okay, so that it will maintain a good looking websites, okay, maintainable, and it's gonna be same everywhere, so that when you want to change the color, you just change the variable color, and everywhere wherever you have used that variable, all of them will be changed together. I just show you what I mean, okay. For this I just write something called, okay, just create some variable here. So inside this container only, okay, inside this container I just go with something called let's go with background color, okay. I just go with background color, okay, and I write something called okay, first let me define this variable, okay. Let me create some variables. So for creating okay, for creating a variable, what we're gonna do is, okay, let me create some variable, okay. uh, Here only, okay, what I should do, okay, let me show here only. So I simply write minus minus, okay, and I write something called bgcol, okay. This means background color. Bg color means background color. I have given minus minus, and let me go with a color, okay, let me go with blue color, okay. So instead of blue I want some other color, okay. I want this light color, okay, or much lighter color, okay, like this, okay. I want that this color should be my, okay, this color should be my background color, okay. So what should I do is I simply come here and I write something called var, variable, all right, and inside this you can see that it is also giving me this, okay. So bg color, if I save this and if I come here, you can see this, Okay, you can see the color has been applied in the background. Yeah, you can see the color. Okay, similarly you can do anything, any sort of thing. Okay, you can define a variable and you can use, so this variable you can define, okay, if you want to use it globally, okay, so you can have to write something called colon root. I just write, just see what I'm doing. I'm writing something called colon root, and inside this colon root I'm putting this. Okay, I'm putting this. It means that anything you write in colon root, you can access it anywhere. Okay, colon root is for global access. Okay, so background color we already know, so let's go with I go with something called color here. Okay, I go with something called color, and color, let me go with red. Okay, so what I want, that let me write it. Okay, let me go with this card. Okay, we already have this background color, so I want this color. Okay, I want a color of a variable color. Okay, I want a variable color of this color. Alright, now if I save this, now you can see that the color becomes red. So variable color, so instead of color red, I want something like this, and I want this color to be applicable everywhere. Now you can see everywhere, no, not only this. Okay, variable. Okay, because I already have defined my background color to this color. Okay, so I can write something called minus minus. Always remember, when you have to declare a variable, you have to just type minus minus. Minus minus, I write something called card. I write card BG color, means I want my card background color. Okay, and let's go with some color. Okay, let's go with some color here. Okay, with red. This is just a way of doing all these things. Okay, you can do it by yourself. Okay, instead of red, I can go with some like this color. And okay, now instead of Bollywood, I can simply come here and I can simply write var. Okay, and I can go with this color, and if I save this and if I come here, you can see that that color has been applied. So this is how you can use your variables. Okay, so for defining a variable, you just write minus minus and just give the variable name. Okay, and just write colon root. Okay, colon root will be for global access. Okay, I just write here, this is for global access. For global access, you just write colon root and just give that color, and it will be applicable everywhere. And in this, okay, you can see color, background color. I have given the background color, card background color. So for using the variable, you have to type var and just give that variable name what you have defined. It will directly access that variable. So this is all about variables in CSS. From next session, we will talk about something called animation, transition, transform. There are a lot of things. Okay, so for now, this is enough for now, and just go through it. If you have any doubt, just comment in comment down below. And still you have any doubt, just ask him in the live classes. Thank you for now.